It's Housewives, not Love and Hip Hop.
But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So I'm coming to y'all with another video. We talking Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 6. Before I get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video, okay? This episode was very interesting because I have expertise in what Britt was trying to lie about, okay? Talking about she lost her license. Girl, okay? For y'all that don't know, I am a life insurance agent outside of YouTube. So when she said that, I immediately turned my head. I was like, huh? Ain't no way, because I know a lot about it. Anyways, the episode opens off with the next day. Britt is like super emotional. She's crying. She's like in a puddle of tears because she feels like Kenya did the ultimate worst. Okay, her life is in ruins. All of her clientele is like, oh my God, they saying that you the woman of the night. You a trick hoe. Is this true? They're questioning her. Family members are hitting her up, and she is not happy. Okay. This scene to me, it made me feel bad for her. I will say that. Okay. Unless she's a very great actress, which I kind of think she is, you could tell it really did affect her. Okay. It really did. The tears that she was crying and everything like that. It was, very emotional scene. The husband, I feel like, and her will not last. He couldn't even really comfort her. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it back. He could barely even comfort her in a time of distress. Like, you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be holding her hand, talking her through this scene. And you just like, come on. You'll be okay. Like, I was just looking at that like, damn, nigga. Like, just like, shoot. They just expose your wife for having a D in her mouth and, being a back page hoe. And you think, this is just, you're supposed to be like really there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like that, but that's besides the point. So Britt lets us know some more information. I guess one of the pictures, she was young. And when she was young, she slobbed on a knob and gave her boyfriend a good job. And the nigga recorded it. Okay? And then also she said during her 20s, she was doing webcamming. Here's the thing. If you were doing webcamming and you were doing the foot webcamming, I'm not judging you. There's a lot of money in that. Okay? Why you think that girl Big Lex over there on Baddies who had her size 15 shoe, doing webcamming, showing off her crinkly toes? So if it was that, I'm not judging. If it was regular webcamming, I'm not judging. There's also a lot of money in that, by the way. I don't know by experience, but I know some girls that do. Just saying. Okay? Now, Keely comes to visit. Let me tell y'all something. Kelly, my bad. She is what a definition of a girl's girl is. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of these girls on reality TV, I'm a girl's girl. I'm a girl's girl. You're not a girl's girl, bitch. You're a girl's guy. Like, you're a guy's girl. That's what you are, okay? You're a nigga's girl. That's what you are. That is the definition of a girl's girl. She showed up when it was needed. Not only she provided emotional support, she provided a way of distraction to get her mind off of it. The fact that you lost a friend like that, Britt, I'm sorry. You would have had to do something really bad to Kelly in this season for y'all to fall out the way that y'all are going to. You calling her a hobbit and all, like, but this the lady y'all team her. A lot of you Kenya haters. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you gotta love Kenya, but at least acknowledge the type of person Britt is. Like, you gotta, like, I see straight through her. She's like she's like ice. I see straight through that girl. I'm telling y'all, straight through her. So I'll just say that. So there's that. It's because, like, a lot of the people that's watching, they're watching episode to episode and they don't know what's to come. So for the people that know what's to come, we're looking at them now already sideways. Like, the people, we're already looking at them sideways because we know what's gonna come. Okay. Now, Kelly's trying to cheer her up. She's trying to make her basically like feel good about everything. Throughout this whole scene, Britt kept saying little stuff about Kenya She doesn't want to be all entire like Kenya. She doesn't want to be this like Kenya, so on and so forth. And it's like the sadness wore off. This is why a lot of people I feel like on the internet are less sympathetic to Britt, because not only is she so like she has all this vitriol for Kenya. Don't get me wrong, a lot of it is because of what she did, but it seems like a lot of the insults were already built into her mind before she even met Kenya. And that's what bothers me about her. Like she already felt a way about her before you even met her. You didn't even give her a chance. So it's like any little thing that she may have done that may have not rubbed you the wrong way, you hopped on it, like you jumped on it, so that way you could find that problem. That's the issue. Okay. Next thing you in the episode that happens, we see Kelly and her daughter meet up for yoga, and the daughter, y'all, is like a spitting image of Kelly. Like that is twins. So we find out that this daughter is not the daughter of her and the ex-husband. Okay. She explains this and says that she had her with another guy, and that when they were going through the divorce, the ex-husband basically acted as if she was nothing, didn't communicate with her, all this stuff. Shout out to Kelly for being transparent on this show. It's not easy to get on these TV shows and tell your whole life and your whole business, especially when it comes to your children. So it's like Kelly to me is like, she is the superstar of this season. She is the show, if we're going to keep it a buck. Kelly is Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Sorry. I get Andy and Bravo, y'all trying to push Britt on us, but it's not gonna work. It's not working. What was sad in this scene is her daughter saying, "What if I end up like you?" I said, "Ooh," when she said that, I said, "Oh," but I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be like my parents either. You shouldn't want to be like your parents. I feel like you should want to be better than your parents. So it's just the way that she said it was kind of disrespectful, not kind of, but very. But I get what she was trying to say. Like I want to do better than you when I grow up. When I'm older, I want to do better with you as a grown woman. That's what she was trying to say. Okay. So there was an article about their divorce proceedings that basically got online. She didn't want the other siblings, the younger siblings, to basically like find out. I guess because she was on the show and she's like a prominent figure in Atlanta. Not prominent, but like she's known in Atlanta. That was that article that got put out there, right? So then Drew and Ralph. This scene was so awkward. Oh my God. I felt like I was watching the game, but it wasn't scripted. So it was time for an exchange, right? Drew had to leave so that Ralph, could have his turn, right? Ralph goes upstairs, which he's not supposed to be upstairs until she gets up out of there, right? So he's like, "Oh, I came upstairs, or whatever, because it's my turn." And then Drew's like, "I gotta, I'm gonna leave or whatever. I'm leaving. And oh yeah, let's talk about the extermination situation. I talked to the lawyer and the judge and stuff like that, and they said that I don't have to pay the extermination stuff, and that you can." And he was like, "Well, you don't pay no bills in here, so you might as well." I said, "Oh." Drew said, "You know what? We're not gonna do this. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna go. Oh, bye. We're not doing this. Okay." The kids were sort of not there, but they were around the corner. So I get with her not doing it, but I think Drew was really embarrassed because he basically exposed that she don't pay no bills up in their house. Which, bitch, I ain't mad at you. What Tupac and them say? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. For you to live in that nice ass house and don't pay not an iota of a bill, I can only wish. Oh, God, please bless me with a sugar daddy. You hear me? Good for you, Drew. I don't know how long it's going to last, though, with that divorce. But at the end of the day, Ralph, you cannot be mad at her because that is a precedent y'all set in y'all marriage. So now that y'all in the process of the divorce, if it's still the same, that is not her fault. That is you to blame, because let's say if you guys were in a marriage where you guys do 50-50, which there's a huge debate on the 50-50 or 60-40, whatever percentage that you're comfortable with, y'all would have been able to continue that probably throughout the divorce, but you already was covering stuff, allegedly. Okay? Now, Drew was hot. She was talking to the sister. She's in the car. She's like, She's in the car just hot. The sister's like, what happened? Okay. And she's like, I know you're mad. I know you're mad. She's like, why did he even come upstairs? She's like, well, he's not supposed to be upstairs. I was like, this has got to be one of the most like awkward in real life storylines, because it's like not a lot we see on reality TV where like a divorce, they're in the process of divorce, and the both of the people in the marriage are in the house. We don't really see that anymore. We don't. The way that I feel like Ralph acts towards Drew, it's like he pokes at her and waits for a reaction. When she doesn't give him that, he sort of like gets a little irritated. Like he wants her to look crazy and act emotional so he could say, oh, you doing the most acting emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like very narc vibes. So I do feel like he has a narcissistic tone in him. He has that characteristic. You see it in him by the way that he acts and what he does. So Shamiya ends up meeting Angela in the studio. Let me tell y'all, this season is giving very much Love Hip Hop coded. That's almost played the intro at the beginning. Like my fingers just it shook almost to that. Okay, it did, right? So they start talking about how the other day when they all met up and Drew was playing when Shamiya was playing her song, Portia thought it was Drew. I still feel like that was very haterish of Portia. Portia to me has always been an undercover hater. The fact that Shamiya has been living this luxurious life for all this time and has this personality, and none of her friends really have put her on over all these years, even though they have tried to give her a peach and she has said no. Either way, she could have been featured in other ways and other platforms through her friends, shows me that a lot of people around Shamiya were either envious of her and did not want her to shine. And that's just is what it is. She could sing. She has a rich husband. She has a career outside of her rich husband. Beautiful children. It's like, it's a lot that people could be jealous of. So it's like Shamiya needs to really sit down and reevaluate, like, who really are your friends? What about your friends? When they tear you down? Or is it me? I'm a little too friendly. Lyrically said, hypothetically, I supply creativity. Let me tell you, I am Left Eye, okay? Reborn, reincarnated. This shit. Anyways, y'all crazy. What's his name? What's her name? Angela comes in, okay, snuck in. She's like, what's up, guys? She be slithering in like a snake. She comes in and, they're talking about it. And Drew ends up coming in too. So when Drew comes in, that's when Drew basically is giving Shamiya her props and is telling her, me and Dennis, we're doing great things. It could provide at the end of the day for everybody. It could fund Pilar's college. Not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Portia, but she has every right to pop you, Drew. You need to shut up. Why would you say that? Better yet, we gotta hit you with the why would you do that? Because that is crazy.
Now I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this. That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because why you do that? Why I do what?
Why you do that? Because it's one thing to key and do all that thing with the baby daddy and all that, but it's like keep that daughter name out of your mouth. I can't even say it because it's like that was out of line. Portia gonna get you at that reunion, girl. You better hope she don't pop you in the alleyway because that was disrespectful. You see that, to me, that's something worth threatening somebody with a pistol. Not somebody ignoring you in an argument or some anyways, Britt ends up meeting with her mom. She, started to become very emotional because she feels as if, it's been a lot of pressure. Her sisters were actually reaching out to her. So to show her like some support or whatever. And parents sometimes to me are the problem. Why are you telling your daughter, you know how girls are, they're jealous, they start stuff. A lot of the reason why girls end up not being girls is because we have parents that tell them, girls are always going to be jealous of you. You the prettiest one. They going to always think, they lower than you. They going to always treat you like shit. So be careful them girls. Always act like they put that in their kids' mind. So when they start growing up over time, they sort of tend away from being a girl's girl. And that's the truth of the matter. Okay? Now we have the final scene to where Kelly is organizing, a celebration for Britt and her feeling better, right? So first of all, y'all gonna have to stop calling this girl Timu Minaj. If I was Nicki Minaj, I would send a cease and desist to Bravo. How dare y'all? I done seen too much tweets calling her Timu Minaj. It does give Timu Minaj. I'm not gonna lie. Timu Harajuku. Okay? She sits down, Angela's sitting right next to her. So she starts talking about how, it has traumatized her. She doesn't know why Kenya did that. Have any of the girls been in contact with her? And a lot of the girls were like, yeah, we have, we've been supporting her and we've been reaching out. She's like, oh, you guys have been reaching out. Wow. And she's like, I can't believe you guys are doing this. I mean, I lost my license. So let's give y'all a little educational history. You cannot lose your license over something that Kenya did like that. Let me tell y'all what happens. If you are accused of doing something criminal, which a lot of you would say, oh, she accused her a little bit of prostitution or selling the twat. Boom, bob, right? You can be accused of doing that. But that will not strip you of your license. I am a life insurance agent. I have been for years. That will not strip you of your license. I've also worked with life insurance companies, and also recently, which I'm gonna do a story time soon, I worked for a finance company that was a loan lending company that also offered life insurance, which I sold through there, right? You cannot get your license stripped off of something like that. They will investigate you. That's why she had to clarify it at the end, but she wanted it to make it seem more dramatic that she just got stripped of her license. They do not strip you of your license that quickly, especially within a few days. Unless you committed capital murder. You would have had to do something crazy to them to do something like that. And even still, it's a processing time frame. So it still doesn't even make any sense. They will look at you and put you under investigation while you are under investigation for basically violating a policy that may strip you of your license. You cannot practice business, meaning you cannot sell policies to any clients. Okay? There's a lot of things that can make you lose your license. One of them is basically selling a policy and not making them aware of what's within the policy, participating in criminal activity, not paying your income taxes. Oh, yes. If you do not pay your income taxes and they find out, you can be stripped of your license. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, some of them are a lot more specific. Let's say if you being convicted of a felony, they'll take it for that. Unfair trade practices, they'll take it away from that. Another one, too, is if you forge signature, of course, on an insurance application, they'll take it away for that. But being accused of being a 304, what I think happened is a lot of the twirl girls, they call they literally call the insurance department and basically probably got her producer number. Because if you know somebody's full name, where they live, you can look up their producer number, which is basically the number of you as an insurance agent, your licensing number. You can find that through there. So what I think is they went on the internet, they found the website where you can look up that agent's producer number, and then once they got that number, they probably called the bureau and made complaints, and I think that's when they put it under investigation. But stripping, they cannot strip you until an investigation is thoroughly done. And it's a whole process, too. So why she said that for the dramatic moment, it was irritating to me because it's you have people that are actually in the industry that know what goes on. And it's girl, I'm glad Angela was there to check you because it's come on now. What's crazy is I worked with a mortgage loan originator. So when she said it, I'm like, oh my God. It's I was watching literally my last job, there was this lady I worked with and she did mortgage loans. So I was like, oh my God, I got PTSD. Anyways, but Angela basically questions her on that. She's just like, what, you're trying to excuse her? They start going back and forth. Angela said, you throw the rock and hide your hands, okay? And she's like, my rock right here. Let me tell you something. This is why Britt, I don't think, fits on this show. She gets very irate and angry over the smallest of things. You don't even let an argument build up. You just start yelling and getting angry so fast. And it's like, you would not have survived season like 5 through 9. They would have tore you to shreds. You think what Kenya did was bad? I'm not talking about the naked pictures. I'm talking about, not giving you attention. Imagine you in the same season as Phaedra. That girl would have read your booty from the butt to the. Oh. I mean, come on, really? This girl would not have lasted in the past season. They would have ate her alive and chewed her, spit her out like bones. It would have been a wrap for her. Like, you can't even handle a single argument without you getting like, like, I'm talking about, like, they had to literally move Angela to the other table. Shamiya said, let's switch seats. I think it was Shamiya or somebody said, let's switch seats so Angela could sit on the opposite side because she was getting irate. I get what just happened to you is very traumatizing, don't get me wrong, but that's exactly how she acted the night that she threatened Kenya with the pistol. Now, she did clarify the situation and said that she is under investigation and she might lose her license because she knew that if she just said she lost her license, the internet and the people that are actually real life insurance agents, we'd be able to be like, bitch, you a damn lie. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, sure, Jan. So after that happens, Shamiya sort of calms everything down. Kelly sort of calming everything down. What I did notice, this scene did not have Portia or Kenya, and it flowed amazing and beautifully. So do we really need the OGs? Is Portia really needed on this show? If Kenya's not on, why should Portia be on? Let me stop. Okay, and that was pretty much the episode, you guys. Let me know what y'all think down below about the whole situation. Do you guys feel as if Kenya has been missed so far this episode, her not being on there? What did you think about Angela versus Kelly and that whole back and forth? Shout out to also Angela. Let me tell y'all why she works so perfectly. You can tell the way that she acts, she's really like that off camera. A lot of these girls, I feel like a couple of them, they're putting more on their character on camera to like pop, and she's just being herself, and I love that. So I'm slowly but surely becoming like a stan. Okay, let me know what y'all think down below, and we have babies.
No personal thing.